Look, I totally get it because in one video I say I'm not gonna be in a relationship and the next video I say I wanna start dating again. But there is a huge difference between being in a relationship and dating. Yes, I did just get out of a long-term relationship a month and a half ago. Is this the most productive way to cope with that? Probably not. Look, your girl is just trying to have some fun. I have absolutely zero part of me that wants to be in any sort of long-term relationship at all whatsoever. Look, I have been in a long-term relationship basically my entire adult life. I have literally never just experienced going on dates and trying to get to know multiple different people at the same time. I genuinely just want to go grab some drinks or grab some dinner and just get to know a variety of different people and kind of see what I may potentially eventually, very long term down the road, want from a relationship. A lot of people were like, oh, well, just spend time with your kids. Girl, I can literally do both. I do not have to pick one or the other. So just because I have kids does not mean I cannot go on dates. That is so crazy.
Well, I've slept with 8 people since I lost my virginity in August, and to some that makes me a slut, and to some men that makes me ineligible for like being their girlfriend. I'm actually entirely fine with that. I think any person who prescribes that much value to body count is just like ultimately not the right compatible match for me. I do also think that the concept of body count being easy and being a slut are all sort of rooted in the idea that like women don't seek pleasure for themselves. When men get advice about dating, it's always about how to like get a woman in bed. It's never about like how to make a girl want to be your girlfriend. There is an assumption that like all women want to be girlfriends, all women want to be wives, and no women truly want to like seek pleasure for themselves. And as women, we are constantly taught that like men only want one thing, which is like to have sex. It exists a reality in which like a woman is seeking pleasure for herself. Like I constantly see sex as a concession that women have to make in order to make a guy like her. In fact, the more that a woman seeks pleasure, the less value she has. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think it encourages rape culture. It encourages rape fantasies where a man has to coerce a woman into having sex with him. Like there doesn't exist a reality where a woman of value seeks sex. Men do a really good job as framing this coercion as like the chase. The number of people that you've had sex with does not equate to your value as a woman. I made a video talking about how I don't really think body count matters. I don't think your worth is determined by how many people you've had sex with. I also don't think it's determined by how easily you have sex with someone. I don't think sex is a moral action, like you're good or bad for doing or not doing. A lot of men had a problem with that. It seemed like a lot of women also had a problem with the fact that I engage in casual sex. A lot of women make the assumption that because they are incapable of handling a casual relationship, like all women must be incapable of it. I've never said you need to engage in a casual relationship in order to be sexually liberated. When you tell a woman how or how not to have sex, telling her not to engage in a casual relationship, telling her to wait till marriage, even telling women to have sex like a man, stems from the same concept that sex is not something that is made for a woman, that when women have sex with men, men are taking something from her. Men are able to make decisions regarding their own pleasure. Women are incapable of making those decisions independently, and that the only person that benefits from sex is a man. The implication that casual sex is only ever fulfilling for a man also implies that women don't enjoy sex the same way that a man does, or shouldn't enjoy sex the same way that a man does.
You know, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. This might come as a big surprise because I have a wonderful personality and I'm beautiful. But I haven't been on a fucking date. I haven't been asked out. Nothing in years. Not a single fucking date. Not a single fucking prospect of someone trying to like take me out. And that is just kind of wild to me because like, am I ugly or do I actually have a bad personality? And I just think that I don't. Because I think I do have a good personality, so maybe it's the latter.
I'm a stripper and I do. So my standard of man is really high. Yes, it's high because men give me money for nothing.
He accepts me sleeping in front of a camera.
The majority of women are absolutely delusional. They're delusional because they believe there is this special, significant man with an abundance of wealth that is specifically chosen for them, that will worship the ground that you walk on for eternity, for the rest of your life, and that man will cater to your every special, specific need.
She's barely a month out of a long-term relationship, dragging her kids into the background while she hits the apps to use unsuspecting men as a free, emotional buffer. She claims she just wants to have fun and grab dinner to see what she wants down the road, but she's really trying to relive the 20s lifestyle she skipped out on. She's trying to normalise dating a rotating carousel of guys while balancing a family, completely blind to the fact she has children to raise.
She's a whore.
She claims that counting partners is just a tool for male coercion, completely blinding herself to the evolutionary reality that a woman's high body count is the ultimate red flag for long-term pair bonding. She's coping by convincing herself that men who filter her out are just incompatible, but she's really just destroying her own relationship value in real time. She wants to believe she's chasing liberated pleasure, but she's just giving away the prize for free while expecting a high-value man to eventually treat her like a trophy.
She's a whore.
She claims that counting partners is just an outdated moral trap, desperately trying to rewrite human nature to justify her own choices. She wants to believe she's breaking a system where men take and women lose, but she's just coping with the reality that easy access completely destroys her long-term negotiation power. She's convinced she's exercising independent pleasure, but she's really just providing free validation to men who would never actually commit to her.
A, she was a hooer. B, she was a hooer.
She's sitting there completely bewildered that her self-proclaimed wonderful personality and looks haven't secured a single date in years, desperately trying to laugh off the rejection. She hit the wall a very long time ago and she failed to realize she lost her market value.
She's damaged goods.
The first woman believes she's valuable because a bunch of desperate men throw money at her while she's on a pole, but expecting a high-value man to mindlessly worship the ground you walk on while racking up a high body count is completely delusional. These women price themselves out of reality, demanding a top-tier provider without offering a single ounce of traditional cooperation or sexual exclusivity in return. Modern women are becoming more entitled every year because of male simps, and women believing their value is tied to sexual promiscuity.
They're lost! Real men of genius.